So welcome back. So now we have the Person Manager implementation as well. And again, as I said, there are a few bugs here. I know that. Don't write it in the comments. I know there are bugs here, but I don't want to stay too long with the fake database. We want to use a real database. So it's just to present some data quick and dirty for the UI. Fair enough. I know it can be made better. I know I have some problems here. Don't worry about it. Let it be there. We're going to use a database later anyway. It's just to get started. Okay, let's have a look at the drawing again. So now we have this, both the interface here, and we also have an implementation of the manager. Actually, it's this guy making just a stupid list. So now we have both. Now we're going to use it in the view. We don't have the facade yet, and that's a problem. We need a facade, so that's what we're going to build this lesson. But I want to show you why the facade makes sense. So let's jump into the program and just remove all of this that we wrote in one of the first lessons. Let's say I want to use now the iPerson. Oh, it's not there. Okay, what's the problem? You got it. I need to add a reference. So I need to have a reference now from the person console right here. There we go. Add a reference. Let me just zoom again. Add a reference. And then I need to say I also want to know about the data logic layer. So now the console, let me just zoom out a bit. This guy now has the line down here. They need to know about each other. That's what I just did. So now the reference is there, and that means that now I should also be able to say iPerson Manager. Here it is. I'll just call it PM, Person Manager. And now I want to create a new, but I cannot create an iPerson Manager because you're not allowed to create an interface. That's just a contract. You can't create that. It's here as a reference, or sorry, as a variable, but I'm not, sorry, as a type, but I'm not allowed to create it. I can't create a new interface. It cannot be converted into an object. I need a class for that. So what do? Well, can I make the Person Manager? No, you cannot make the Person Manager because the Person Manager is internal. This guy is an internal guy. We do not want to share this with the world, and hopefully in the next couple of videos you'll understand why that's the case. So what do? Well, we have to make something new. We have to make a facade. We have to make an entry point from this guy so that every time the view needs something, it'll go through this entry point here called the facade. So this video, let's make the facade. A new thing in the data logic layer, it's going to be add new class, and we're going to call that class DLL facade. Data logic layer facade. There we go. Now all this class needs to do for us is pretty much just get access to the manager. That's all it does. It's just an access point to the manager. But this guy will know how to create a person manager because this guy is inside the project of the person database manager. Meaning that now if I write, let's do a public and person manager get person manager. There we go. And this guy, let's just make him ready here. And I'll just say for now, return new person manager fake DB. Now what does this mean? This means that the data logic layer is in 100% control on how the implementation that the UI gets is implemented. What do I mean by that? Well, if I decided that I did not want to use this implementation anymore, I wanted to use a new one, we'll do that later. I only needed to change it right here. And the UI wouldn't even know. It would still just know about the contract, right? So let's just save this for now, and I'll get back to the other part. Let's go back here, and now I can do new DLL facade dot get person manager. There we go. So now I have a person manager, and I can pretty much say pm.getPersons, right? I can run through a list here. Let me just store that inside a variable. So you can actually control click and it'll create a variable for me. And then I'll do a for each loop here, and it'll actually know it's persons, and it'll convert it into a single person. Again, that was ReSharper doing all of that for me. Really powerful stuff. Right line. And I'll just write the person here. Some of this might go fast, but I hope that some of it is something you already saw in the earlier videos, so it shouldn't be a problem. And then in the end here, I'll just do a console read line to stop the program so we can see if this is actually working. There we go. Let's try and start this. Now notice it doesn't know how the person manager is implemented. So this view does not know how the person manager is implemented. Next video I'll show you a new implementation of the same thing. Let's run this. Let's see what happens. So the code has run, and notice I didn't add anything, but already John and Jack are there, so that's perfect. The database is already up and running, the fake database. So the next lesson we're going to hack some code just quickly to show you how you can actually now move from having a local database that's just a stupid memory list into actually using some kind of REST API in the cloud. See you in the next lesson.